Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Jason Carter, and I've been a youth minister for 5 years at the same parish in Spring Hill, Florida. What I really wanted to share with you today is the importance of perseverance in youth ministry, the importance of really sticking it out at your parish and really doing the best you can for the glory of God. When I came into this parish, I had a lot of transitions. I was transitioning out of college. I was transitioning to a town that I didn't grow up in. I was transitioning to a parish that was much larger than the parish I grew up in. And I was also getting ready to be married. So all these different transitions, though they were good, they became overwhelming. They became too much for me, and I became really stressed with all that I had to do. And at the same time, on a ministry perspective, I became overwhelmed trying to get to know all the families, getting to know the kids, getting to know the staff members and the pastor, and really I just became frustrated and overwhelmed because there was so much going on, and I felt like I wasn't getting enough done. I also didn't see big results in the youth ministry program that I was building. I didn't see big things happening right away. And I became so overwhelmed that I got to a point where I was really questioning God's call to me as a youth minister. I was questioning whether or not I was truly effective as a youth minister. I was really at this really down point in my faith, in my vocation, and that really affected all of my life. And then I just realized one day that I wasn't praying enough, that I wasn't going to God enough with this. That I was complaining, but I wasn't complaining to God, I guess. I wasn't going to God and saying, why is this happening? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I so overwhelmed? But I was just complaining to the people around me. So I realized that, and I went into prayer, and the Lord really gave me this verse. And it's from Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. And it says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us rid ourselves of every burden and sin that clings to us, and persevere in running the race that lies before us, while keeping our eyes fixed on Jesus, the leader and perfecter of our faith." And in reading that, I realized that yeah, I need to focus on Christ. That I need to be in prayer. I need to be going to daily mass. I need to be taking time out in adoration. But I also need to just take time and listen to God and let Him love me. Let Him console me when I'm having a bad day, when everything seems to be going wrong in ministry. Let Him push me when I realize that I'm not doing what I can do or what I should do. But also helping me to accept the fact that ministry takes time. That ministry is a race. And it's not a short race, it's not a sprint, but it's a marathon. And thank the Lord, I don't physically have to run this because I can't run. I'm an awful runner. It's kind of funny watching me run because I'm that bad. But the thing is it is a spiritual race. It is a race that's going to take time before we start to see results, before we start to see the end, the goal. And it's going to take a lot of time. We need to be committed to youth ministry for more than just a year or two. We need to commit to youth ministry to where we spend years developing relationships with our parishioners, with their families, with the teens, with the people who serve the youth. And the more that we spend time developing those relationships, the more we're starting to see results. The more we'll start to see big things happen in the lives of our youth. It took me 3 or 4 years before I started really seeing God doing big things in the lives of our youth. And that was really because of all the relationships that I needed to build, all of the time that I needed to take getting to know the teens, getting to know their families, getting to know their parishioners. And that's when God started to really work. But all of those first couple of years, the first 2 or 3 years, I was laying the groundwork. And a lot of times when we lay groundwork, we're not going to see the results. We're not going to see the big thing happen right away. And we need to go to God and receive consolation in that. Because we as human beings want to get things done, and we want to get them done fast. But ministry is not going to work that way. Ministry is going to take time. So it's important that we're going to prayer. It's important that we're letting the Lord love us. It's important that we let the Lord console us when we're having a rough day, when things aren't going our way. And at the same time, it's also important for us to have community. It's important for us to have brothers and sisters in Christ who think and feel the same way we do, who understand ministry, who understand what striving for a relationship with Christ truly is. And sometimes that community is going to be with people our age, and other times you might be in a place where that's not possible, or there's very little community of people your age. Don't be afraid to enter into community with teens' parents. Don't be afraid to get to know the families of your youth. And a lot of times that community can be some of the best community that you'll find in your parish. Sometimes that community can be where you can really learn a lot of things as if you're a parent, really learning how to raise children. But just as a follower of Christ, getting to know people who have walked the walk and have talked the talk, and really just getting to know them and letting them push you closer to Christ and deeper into a relationship with Him. Please know that I'll be praying for you, and please know that it's so important that you go to prayer. It's so important that you go to Mass and go to adoration and let the Lord speak to you. Let the Lord love you. Thank you very much, and God bless.